we have our next keynote speaker coming up here. Any guesses who is coming up here?
You don't have to see it here and tell us, guys. Come on.
I mean, is this the impact of these last 1.5, 2 days? Or is it, I mean, this is who you are generally? Okay, great. So yes, you're right. We have our very own Gunasekaran Adhiseshan coming up here. We all, I have to introduce him. This is personal.
And also one more thing, after you introduce him, let's ask everybody to tell a word about Guna. Just one word.
Okay, sure. So, we all know him as the head of franchise operations, TLC. We know him as the head of training, right? And we've seen him running around, doing whatever he's doing, creating. Yeah? But there are some interesting things that I've gotten to know about him. How many of you are interested to know that?
The very fun, guys, you'll enjoy it.
Yes. So, you know, while Guna is going to come here and he's going to talk about something which probably has not been touched about so far. We've learned so much around business growth, personal growth. We should do this, do that. He's going to touch upon something which is very, very fundamental and critical too. So I'm not going to talk much about it, but it's about focusing forward, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting. Make sure you're all here 100%. Now one thing which is very interesting, yes, about Guna, that maybe some of you will know that he's a movie freak. Does anybody know that?
Yes.
Okay, he loves watching movies.
And dances.
And dances. He's declared as the national dancer, like the TLC head of dancing. Yes, that's that. But okay, he says, okay, now don't do this. Guna, we have to do this. It's your. So he's a big fan of this actor called Vijay. How many of you know Vijay?
Yes.
Yeah? And what he does is, he watches Vijay's movie first day, first show, 4 a.m.
Tuesday, second show, third show.
First day, first show, 4 a.m. And I've got insider information as well. You know, until some time back, what he used to do was there used to be cutouts of Vijay. I hope I'll be safe after this. There'll be cutouts of Vijay and he would pour milk over those. Such a big man! So we know where the passion comes from. You know, it's always been there, yeah. And that's who he is. He used to host a community also. He used to lead that community. That was again Vijay's.
He had a fan club, and he was the head of that fan club.
So yeah, that's about him. We all know him here as who he is, but I think personally, the interactions that I've had, I want to take this opportunity to share that he's one man who truly transmits the vibe, the energy. We'll all agree. We've had all the VPs talk about it, and always out there to create, to help everybody that he can, to touch lives, right?
Yes.
So, Anjali wanted them to say,
Yeah, can we have something for Guna? Since he has been putting so much effort for so long and planning this entire event, and he has been on his shoes for the entire 3 days, I just want you to figure out one word that we can tell Guna. Okay,
Awesome! Yes.
awesome.
Yeah,
Be creative.
Mine.
It's a dependable.
Okay, with energy. Since it's one word, please put an energy.
One word, nothing more.
Star of TLC.
Translate.
Congratulations. Okay, wishes here.
After, can you go to Sachin?
Yeah.
Sexy.
I would say rockstar. He's the backbone of whole TLC. The way he backs everyone, I'm sure you all know it. But yeah, I would say the rockstar.
Okay,
Amazing.
He's the road runner.
Always running.
He's the lifeline of TLC.
Today being the International Dance Day, we can give him a dance trophy.
He's head of dance any which ways.
He's very meticulous, and my personal thing, he sings too.
Oh, sings too!
Okay, Ganesh simply leader everywhere. Wherever he is the leader.
Mr. Dependable.
Okay, can I please ask him?
A cool man and help each other. That's right.
Shall we move forward? We don't have time.
Okay, one last please. One last. Does Guna know that there is a fan club which is ready to pour the same milk? I am starting it today. So everybody can join Guna's fan club. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, just one here and one there because I want to cover all the areas. So, okay. Attention to detail.
How much I know about Gunasekaran is
One word.
yeah, I would like to say he is a delta accelerator.
Delta accelerator. And let me ask Guru Murli one word for Guna. One word.
Most trustworthy person you can ever be.
सर्वगुण संपन्न से लेके सेक्सी.
He's very humble. So
I have only 10 minutes for keynote. I don't know whether they will give me 10 minutes.
Keynote is now 2 minutes. Keynote is 2 minutes.
So the word is suave. He is. I've been fangirling since last TLC. I've told him very clearly.
Done. One word suave.
The word is suave.
Lovely. Can we put our hands together for Gunasekaran Adhiseshan? Huge round of applause. Okay. Sorry, Guna. I'm really sorry, but
Okay. Some of us call him the crocodile, and only we know what's the inside joke on that. But he's Mr. Dependable for us. Thank you so much, Guna, for all this. Okay.
Impressive, awesome.
Thank you, Asta, thank you, Anjali. And Asta was talking to me, and we want to know something which not everybody knows about you. I was just thinking what to tell, and guess who came in and gave those information to them? Yes, the founder. Some masters also added, but it's okay. Thank you. How many of you are enjoying the last 2 days? Yay! Only this much you are enjoying? Thank you. So what we are going to do right now is we have learned a lot about how do we build our personal brand, how do we position ourselves in a specific niche, how do we sell ourselves, how do we package our intelligence. We learned all this. But we need to focus forward after getting those students, the customers. So that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about retaining them, which is the most important thing. If you are going to add someone into your coaching, you get a lot of students. And then if you're not retaining them, can you scale your business? Is it possible? Is it going to work? Definitely not. Why do we have to focus on this retention? Why it is so important? Because we put a lot of efforts to bring in customers. We do paid ads. We do a lot of lead magnets. We record videos, online courses, e-books, all that we have discussed now. We write blog articles. We create social proof, etc. and bring in customers after so much of effort. Out of 1,000 leads, maybe we convert 150, depends. When we are bringing that 50 clients from that bucket of 500, 1,000, 1,500, if we are not retaining them, which means if they are not buying again from you, either a different product or the same product on a subscription basis, then we are really losing time. So what we need to focus here, how do we do that? We should not be a marketer. I'm going to share a few points from this amazing book written by Robert Scrobb, and it's called what? Retention Point. How do you retain customers? And he's the master, and he's a consultant for many companies who actually do monthly subscription or a magazine subscription or a membership model. And all coaches, if you want to scale up your business, we have to go towards subscription model or membership model. How many of you have something called a subscription model in your business? Monthly, quarterly, annual? Do you have something like that? Wow, we have quite a few. But others, look how you can get into that model, because that is one powerful model. For the effort which you have done one time, they're going to pay again and again and again and again. But what we have to do for that? How do we do that? We can't just like that do that. First, we marketed, we brought in all those customers. But if you remain marketer forever, that's not going to help. So what should we become? Instead of being a marketer, we should become a leader. A marketer just focus on sales, and once all those sales came in, what they'll focus? Again, they'll start focusing on the new sales. But what leaders focus is, they focus on both. How do I bring in new customers at the same time to give equal importance for the existing customers? How do I add more value to them? Yes, they've already paid money. Yes, they've joined me. Yes, they've subscribed to me. But still, how can I add 10x value? How many of you are ready to deliver that 10x value for all your customers? Can you all say 10x? 10x. Thank you. So now, when we have them inside, and when we are going to behave like a leader, where we are going to take care of both new and the existing customers, the one thing which you need to understand how big companies do this. This is a survey released in Wired magazine about Netflix. So what actually, how many of you watch a lot of series in Netflix here? How many of you binge watch? What is that binge watch recently you did? At least. Friends. What else?
I'm not your guru.
Okay, louder. I can't hear you.
I'm not your guru.
I'm not your guru.
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. Okay, for those of you what you don't, if at all you don't know what is binge watching, where you start watching the first episode by around 9 o'clock in the night, thinking that I will finish this episode and go back to sleep. And then by 3 o'clock, you go back to sleep after finishing the whole series. Correct? A lot of us, yes, sometimes we get in and we watch 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes. So what actually they did a survey is, so here, these are episodes which are called favored episodes. I don't know whether it is clearly visible for you. It's very small. The one blue is favored episodes, where people watch less than 2 hours. They start within 2 hours. Yes, they exit. Maybe they exit to another OTT or they just switch it off. And then you have yellow, which is more than 2 hours. Whenever they get in, they at least watch that series or episodes for 2 hours. And then the next is green, which is called hooked episodes. What is that? Hooked episodes. So what they understood is anybody who is crossing this green patch, that particular episode, 70% of them complete the whole series. Whole series, 70%. Which means all that they have to do is what? They have to bring everybody from that episode to that green episode. But instead what they did is most of the producers, they just moved this little, what is so important here, let's do that in the first season itself. First 1 or 2 episodes itself. That's how they started working, and you can see the graph here. So now what we have to do is once we add a customer, add a student, how do you add value with them in the first few months, first few days? It's most important period. But usually, once we get a sale, sometimes we start focusing on some other customers and we lose focus on those new students. That's what we should not do. So we should always focus on these existing customers also. And how do we do this? We can't do the same treatment or same knowledge, same kind of training or workshop for every single student joining you. Let me give you an example here. How many of you watched series before OTT? Before OTT. Yes, we all, yes, so we watch every Thursday that comes at 8 o'clock, every Monday or sometimes Monday to Friday. If we miss out that, what happens? On a particular day we miss out, what happens? We can't watch, right? But we can continue next day, but in between we would have missed that one episode, one particular episode. That is how it was. So this is what marketers do, generally. But what we have to do now is, we have to do something which OTT is doing. Wherever you stop, even if you watch after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, you can still watch from the point you can just resume from wherever you left. So what we need to focus on is, how do I treat my customers on what they exactly want. If you see the milestone concept, we just derived based on this. Not everybody wants the same kind of training which we are doing on that Saturday. We have 2 live trainings on Saturday, but we understood that somebody who launched their book already and we are doing a book publishing workshop on that Saturday. Maybe it doesn't make sense to them. And somebody who don't have a community, is an aspiring coach, we are doing community building mastery. Sometimes they don't connect with that. And that is when we came up with milestones. Whichever you have completed already, just plug in there. From there you can continue. For one it is milestone 5, for the other it is milestone 15, for the other it is milestone 21. The same, can you add something in your business for your students so that even if they are in different levels, they can continue from where they are joining. Can you all do this? Yes. So let's be leaders and retain more customers. For that, what we have to do is, initially when they join, they always join for the personal transformation. But if you really want to make, and Murli sir always tells, if you have 1,000 raving fans for you in your post business, and your business will explode. For that, what we should do is, though they join for the personal transformation, what we need to focus is, we need to focus on the purpose, the larger purpose, how they can make this world a better place by learning from you, by being in your community, by collaborating with you, by learning from you, how they can change something massive. What we do in TLC, what is that big purpose we are all together? What is that? Tilting? How many? 1 billion dollars. The same is what you need to bring in for your students as well. Let's retain maximum customers. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.